The Social Welfare Act requires non-governmental organizations to register themselves at the Social Welfare Council. However, over 1,000 NGOs have been found registered at the Company Registrar's Office, giving the NGOs an easy way to make profits, in contrary to the sector's nature. Good morning, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. Despite party's directive and pressure to resign, Krishna Bahadur Mahara sticks tight to his position as lawmaker. Leaders of the ruling party divided on the Mahara episode. More than 1,000 NGOs funded by international aids operating without registering at the Social Welfare Council. Public throng markets as Dasai kicks in. Economic experts estimate the market transactions this Dasai to reach 800 billion rupees. And US President Donald Trump urges China to investigate on his political rival Joe Biden, despite facing an impeachment inquiry for urging to do the same. Let's begin with the national political updates. Following allegations of sexual misconduct on a female staffer at the Parliament Secretariat, the meeting of the party secretariat of the ruling Nepal Communist Party had directed Krishna Bahadur Mahara to resign from his post as the Speaker and as a lawmaker. However, Mahara has yet to resign from his post as a lawmaker. Analysts have stated Mahara has tried to hold on to his post as a lawmaker despite the party's decision to relieve him from both the posts.
Krishna Bahadur Mahara was accused of sexual misconduct by a female staffer of the Parliament Secretariat earlier this week. The party's secretariat of the ruling Nepal Communist Party called for a meeting immediately after the news broke and ordered Mahara to resign from both the posts of Speaker and of lawmaker to pave ways for investigations. Following the directive, Mahara submitted a temporary resignation from the post of Speaker that would be effective only during the period of the investigation. Mahara was compelled to submit an unconditional resignation on Wednesday following pressure from the ruling party. The Parliament Secretariat then announced that the position for Speaker at the House of Representatives has been vacant. The ruling party has continued piling pressure on Mahara to resign as lawmaker as well, citing he is unfit for the position. However, Mahara has held on to his post despite pressures from all quarters. Experts have stated Mahara's adamancy exhibits refusal to abide by party's discipline and directive and at the same time poses risks on fair investigations. Leaders of the ruling party have said Mahara should resign from his post of lawmaker at the earliest.
पार्टीले गरेको निर्णय अनुरूप र नियमावलीको व्यवस्था अनुरूप सदस्य पदबाट पनि राजीनामा आउला भन्ने मलाई लाग्छ.
Meanwhile, analysts have opined Mahara, who has held many ministerial positions, is attempting to politically influence the case and keep it from entering into legal process. Furthermore, analysts say if Mahara is able to silence the case with political influence, it will raise his chance of holding powerful positions in future. For this very reason, the police have seemed hesitant in furthering the investigation. Meanwhile, factions within the ruling party seem polarized regarding the Mahara episode. While one of the former Maoist factions has been trying to protect Mahara and settle the issues without investigations, few other Maoist leaders and the former UML faction are of the opinion that the party cannot defend any wrongdoer. Experts have opined the direction for the case will eventually depend on what the ruling party intends to do.
It is the 6th day of the Dasai festival today. Devotees are thronging temples and shrines of goddesses since early morning today. On the 6th day today, devotees worship goddess Katyani. From Ghatastapana, the first day of Dasai, 9 forms of goddess Navadurga are worshipped. Devotees perform rituals as per Vedic tradition and sow barley seeds on a pot on the first day of Dasai. The sprouts are used on the 10th day, Vijayadashami, as a form of blessings while putting tika. With the onset of the Dasai festival, majority of the public tend to make extravagant splurges on clothes and food items, among others. There is undeniably an ill practice of families even taking loans to celebrate the festival. The upside of the scenario is more transactions in the market. According to government estimates, every year transactions worth 800 billion rupees take place during the period of Dasai. This is the sight at majority of the local markets across the country at the moment. Many people have been thronging shopping malls, local shops and streets to buy goods for the Dasai festival. Joints that sell live goats and lambs are crowded by people as well. Consumption of meat of all kinds is at the highest during Dasai. The sight at bus parks are no different either. According to traffic police, around 1.5 million people have already left the Kathmandu Valley to travel back to their original districts. Airlines have gone sold out as well. Banks have long lines of public queuing to get new notes. Based on the data provided by the Central Bureau of Statistics, public bought consumable goods worth 2.3 trillion rupees in the last fiscal year. Given the inflation of 7% in the first month of the ongoing fiscal year, economic experts have estimated the expenses to reach 2.4 trillion rupees this fiscal year, one-third of which will be spent during Dasai alone. This equals to 800 billion rupees. Welcome back. Based on the Social Welfare Act, non-governmental organizations operating with financial support from international agencies should mandatorily register themselves at the Social Welfare Council. However, many of these social organizations have been found operating without registering at the council in order to dodge regulations and make profits. These NGOs have instead registered themselves at the company registrar's office.
Non-governmental organizations to register themselves at the Social Welfare Council. However, over 1,000 NGOs have been found registered at the company registrar's office instead. One of such NGOs is the Vertical Biodiversity Group that has been operating with financial aids from England. Likewise, another NGO named Tamor Permaculture Education Institute that receives financial support from an American organization, KTK Belt, has been registered at the company registrar's office. Tamor Permaculture Education Institute has been providing training on alternative agriculture.
सबै त्यहाँ दर्ता भएको मुनाफा वितरण नगर्ने संस्था यहाँ आएको छन् भन्ने जस्तो लाग्दैन र बाहिर चाहिँ उनीहरूले सहयोग लिइरहेको हुन्छ र कतिपय कुराहरू भिसाको कुराहरू अरु कुराहरू आयो भने चाहिँ अब परिषदको नियम परिषदभित्र पनि जानुपर्ने रहेछ भनेर आएका बाहेक सबै कम्पनी रजिस्टरको कार्यालयमा मुनाफा वितरण नगर्ने संस्थाको रूपमा दर्ता भएको संस्थाहरू यहाँ आएका छन्.
Any NGO operating with international financial support must register at the council and get an approval for its budget and programs. The council also keeps a check on whether the NGOs have been making appropriate use of their budget. However, given that the company registrar's office does not monitor the expenses of organizations registered under it, the government has no records of the accurate amount of financial supports received by over 1,000 of these NGOs.
Welcome back. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the locals in the Midwestern district of Rukum what should be done to ease movements during the Dasai festival. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
यात्रा गर्ने यात्रुहरूले पनि विचार गरेर गाडीमा कति प्यासेन्जर छन् त्यो कुराहरू हेरेर यात्रा गर्नु पर्यो. गाडी धनीहरूले पनि गाडीको क्षमता हेरेर गाडीलाई यात्रुहरूलाई चाहिँ बोक्ने गर्नु पर्यो.
बाटोघाटोहरू राम्रो हुनुपर्छ. हामी हतारेर घरमा जान हुँदैन. बरु गाडीहरूको अलि राम्रो व्यवस्था गर्नुपर्छ.
यात्रुहरूले पनि हामी गाडीमा झुन्डिएर या हुटमा बसेर या भिड बाटोमा जानु हुँदैन भन्ने कुरा बुझेपछि त्यो दुर्घटनाको न्यूनीकरण हुन्छ.
गाउँ जाने बाटो मर्मत भए छैन. सरर गाडी जाने बाटो राम्रो मर्मत हुनु पर्यो.
गाडी साउरले त अब पैसाको लागि जति भयो पैसा हाल्छ तर पुलिस प्रशासनले निगरानी राख्नु पर्यो.
And it's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question. Why have NGOs registered themselves as companies? Your options are A, to dodge investigation, B, to make profits, and C, to avoid procedural hassles. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
Arsenal clinched its second win at the Europa League following an outstanding performance from its young recruit, Gabriel Martinelli. In the Group F match played last night, Arsenal thumped Standard Liga 4-0. 18-year-old Martinelli scored a brace within 3 minutes and assisted in another to give the Gunners 3 crucial points. In the match played at Arsenal's home ground Emirates Stadium, the Gunners opened the scoring through Martinelli's goal in the 13th minute. Martinelli doubled Arsenal's lead 3 minutes later. Arsenal took a commanding 3-0 lead after Joseph Willock scored in the 22nd minute. Daniel Ceballos added one more goal for Arsenal in the 57th minute to seal Arsenal's 4-0 drubbing of Standard Liga. The star of the match, Martinelli, had joined Arsenal this season for £6 million. Meanwhile, in a Group L match played last night, Manchester United played a goalless draw against Dutch club AZ Alkmaar. Despite having a better ball possession and creating plenty of chances, United failed to score any goals. Manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer later stated he was impressed with the team's performance regardless of the result. Manchester United has not been able to produce a win in 10 of its latest away matches. And that's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a good morning.